it's your girl Leia B, and I am back with another video. Y'all, so I'm pretty excited to do this video today because your girl is filming a new, well, first off, I'm just filming my first ever series on this channel. And it's long overdue, guys, long overdue. Y'all, this series was first filmed September 16th of last year, and it was a fail. So I put a hold on it, stamped it for another day, and today is that day. So y'all, I am starting my Unwanted Opinions series. It's gonna be unwanted opinions about movies, TV shows, books. That's all that's the sum of it right there. Like, really, it's gonna be on shows that I've watched, books that I've read, movies that I've watched. So yeah, let's get straight into this video. So I hope y'all like this video, and I hope y'all pretty excited like how I'm excited. So yeah, let's get straight into this video. So I started, when I came up with this idea, the first show that I thought about was Gilmore Girls, because that was the first show that I recently finished around the time that I thought about this idea. So Gilmore Girls is the first show that we'll be talking about. So if you guys don't know what Gilmore Girls is, stop what you're doing, stop watching this video because it will be spoilers. So I would like for you guys to, go watch it for yourself and then come back to this video and then we could talk about it. So y'all, also would like if y'all engage with me in the comments to see if we think about the same things, what's your viewpoints about Gilmore Girls. But y'all, let's talk about why I started watching Gilmore Girls. So I started watching the show because there was another show that came out on Netflix called Jenny in Georgia. If you don't know, y'all need to go watch that too. That's a good show. It's on Netflix. And y'all, but for those that do know, then you know what I'm talking about and you know why it's that good. But the show was good, and I kept hearing after season 1, after everybody watched it or everything, everybody was talking about how the relationship of the moms was just like Gilmore Girls. And I'm like, what is Gilmore Girls? I've never heard of Gilmore Girls. I've never seen it. So I was just like, let me see what they're talking about. So yeah, I did it. I finished the I finished the series of Gilmore Girls, and it was pretty good, y'all. The show was good. I enjoyed it. I wrote down a few points. And yeah, I don't know, I'm really smiley because I'm really excited. I love to talk, and also I love talking about stuff that I'm passionate about. And when it comes to movies and shows and books, I get real deep. And I really don't be having well, I do have a few people that I talk to about certain shows and certain movies and books, but I'm happy to take it here with y'all and we can really talk about it. We here, we're friends, guys. I'm happy to talk to y'all. Top 5 memorable, I hope I'm saying it right. Okay, top 5 memorable scenes. Now the first one we could watch is, I'm just gonna tell you guys all 5 and then we're gonna go, watch it in order. So the first one is Jess pressuring Rory to have sex with him. That's the first one. The second one is Logan cheating on his fiance with Rory. Huh? Okay. The third one is Rory sleeping with married Dean. Can't. Number 4 is Rory moving out of her mother's house and dropping out of college. Number 5. Lorelai and Luke finally getting together. And then them breaking up. So let's dig in, let's dive in, let's talk about it, let's watch it. So we're gonna start with, like I said, number 1, with Jess pressuring Rory to have sex. So we're gonna watch it first and then we're gonna talk about it.
Sad boy. What's wrong? You were looking forward to this party. What happened?
Nothing.
Something did. Come on, tell me. You're not tired of me, are you? That's a pretty good answer. Just... Wait. Jess,
Jeez.
not here, not now.
Fine.
What's wrong with you?
Nothing is wrong with me.
Someone could walk in that door.
And Santa Claus could come down the chimney. Whatever.
You did not think that it was going to happen like this, did
I
you?
don't know what I think anymore.
Jess.
Rory, stop. Just stop. I did not invite you up here. You came up here on your own.
I don't know what I did.
You didn't do anything. Rory.
Excuse me, sorry.
Rory? Are you...
All right, y'all, so that was a long scene and we're not gonna sit here and watch all of that. So if you watched the show, you already saw it, saw what happened. Let's get into that, what we just saw. A few things pissed me off while watching this. When I first saw the episode for the first time, okay, so we were introduced to Jess, and we already knew that he had like issues and, you know, problems or whatever. And honestly, like, totally understandable. But I just didn't like the pressuring her. Like, she literally went upstairs to talk to him, and then which happens in real life situations. Like, some guys don't know how to process their emotions or how to articulate how they're feeling, or sometimes they just don't want to talk about it, so they try to do everything else in their power to avoid it. Whereas girls, like, they're more, well, not all the time, not every guy is like that, but, you know, Rory is the type of person that, you know, she's a filler, you know, she's very nice, very soft and sweet. So she really was concerned about, like, why he was mad, but he just didn't want to talk about it. Instead of rather just saying, I don't want to talk about it, you then just jump right in to kiss her. Don't even ask if she's comfortable. Y'all are at a party. Like, it was just, ugh. Like, I was uncomfortable watching that scene. But then, like, after, you know, he said that, you know, nasty remark to her. Well, the tone was nasty. And she felt some type of way about it because she really didn't do anything to him. He just was mad and frustrated, and she wasn't the problem that he was mad at. But he took it out on her. But when she ran out and he realized that, he was like, no, you're not the problem. He really would have caught up to my girl. Like, he really would have caught up to her and apologized. But here go Dean. Annoying Dean. Yes, he's annoying to me. There go Dean. Always gotta be right there. Instead of just minding his business, because that's not his girlfriend at the end of the day anymore, he should have just let him handle that, let her handle that, because she is a big girl. She can handle herself. So let's move on. Now we're gonna move to number 2. Logan cheating on his fiance. So with Logan cheating on his fiance, we're jumping all the way to the ending of the season. And this is when they actually, like, come back and do, like, the whole Rory is older and she's working and graduated college. So yeah, I couldn't find the clip of Logan and Rory talking about the fiance, but there was a clip with her laying in the bed. So yeah, so let's just dig in, let's talk about it. So I'm not sure if y'all felt the way, but I know that I felt the way to know that Logan was getting married and she was sleeping with him. So like every time that she went to London, she would be with him. That was an issue for me because I feel like, Rory, baby girl, no. You don't sleep with a man that's in a relationship, and he's an engaged man. I don't care if the woman lives in Paris and they don't live together. He's still in a relationship. So that should show you not to do that. Granted, we'll talk more about Logan. But like, I just didn't like it. I just thought that she would have been doing better in her life. Because like young Rory definitely thought higher of herself. And not saying that it's, I don't know, me personally, I don't agree with sleeping with somebody that is in a relationship or is engaged. Like, that's just not, I feel like you don't have no morals when you do that. I'm not trying to judge, but that's my opinion on it. So yeah, I definitely wasn't a fan of that. So let's move on. And then hold on, y'all, let me back up. Then in one of the clips, I think like towards the end of the how they left it off was her finding out that she was pregnant. Y'all, I don't even know. But let's move on. Now we got number 3. Rory sleeping with married Dean. Let's go watch that clip, guys. Let's watch that clip. This one definitely pissed me. This one pissed me off. This one pissed me off completely.
Dean came over to borrow something.
Yeah. Thanks.
You're welcome.
So, I should go. Bye, Lorelai.
Bye, Dean. Too, because Dean, well, aren't you glad that it happened with someone who's good and really loves me?
But he's married.
You don't understand the situation.
Is he still married?
Yes, but
Then I understand the situation.
it's not working out between them. They're not happy.
Oh, Rory.
Well, he tried the best he could, but it didn't work. It's over.
He told you that?
Yes.
He told you he's leaving her?
Well,
He told you he's moving out. They're getting divorced. He's got a lawyer. They've divided up the monster truck season tickets.
we didn't get around to discussing everything.
You didn't get around to discussing everything?
It was a crazy night.
You, of all people, the girl who thinks everything through, the list maker, you didn't bother to discuss those things before jumping into bed with a married guy?
He's not a married guy. He's Dean, my Dean.
He's not your Dean. He's Lindsay's Dean. You're the other woman.
I told you it's over.
It's not over until he's out of the house with the ring off.
He took the ring off.
Oh my God, I don't believe this.
He's in love with me.
Okay, we're gonna stop. Oh, y'all, that was laughable. That was laughable. Like, can we all agree that that was laughable? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like Dean and her didn't love each other or didn't have like a strong love, but baby, girlfriend, he's married. He's married, and I hated this episode because it's just like, you are the other woman. Like, you are the other woman. And Rory didn't see anything wrong with what she did. Like, I don't care. Like, and mind you, she's like a lot of women who be like, he's not happy. He told me he's not happy, da da da. But is there any action behind it? Excuse me. Is there any action behind it? Like, he's not divorced. He's still wearing that ring. He still live with her. Baby, him saying to you that he's not happy does not mean anything. So you going to sleep with him, it's just he don't value you or his marriage or the woman that he's married to if he is willing to cheat. At the end of the day, it is cheating. And for her, Rory, it was disrespectful. And mind you, her and Lindsay went to school together. How do you do that? Because if it was, mind you, if it was the other way around, Rory would have been crying about it. And she's talking about my Dean. Like, baby, it's not your Dean. So Lorelai, I was team Lorelai with this right here. I'm glad Lorelai did not sugarcoat it. She kept it real. She was honest with her daughter. Because Rory was really bugging at this point. She was really tripping. That's when I realized Rory started bugging. And she started tripping. Because, girl, you don't sleep with no married man. You don't sleep with nobody that is... You don't sleep with nobody that is in a relationship with somebody. That's just low down. Low down. Number four. Rory moving out of her mom's house and dropping out of college. Let's watch. Y'all, there are two clips when it comes to Rory and Lorelai, like her moving out and then her dropping out. So I think there was one clip with her arguing with her mom about dropping out, and then there's another clip with her moving in with her grandparents. So I'm actually gonna just show the clip of her and her Lorelai's argument, and then we could talk more about like the grandparents and stuff like that.
I'm not going back to Yale next year.
I'm sorry, I don't think I heard you correctly.
I'm not going back to Yale next year.
But why?
Because I'm not sure that it's the right place for me. And I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with my life. And
Since when are you not sure what you want to do with your life?
Mom,
You've known what you wanted to do with your life since you were 3. Be a journalist.
maybe not.
Oh, this is about... You're making a mistake.
No, I'm not. This is normal. College kids take breaks like this all the time. You didn't go to college, so you don't understand.
No, I didn't go to college. I wasn't lucky enough to go to college.
Trust me, this is very normal.
No, you're not quitting Yale.
Yes, I am.
You're acting incredibly immature, and I know it's because you're hurt, but you've got to get a grip. This is too important. You've been working toward Yale your whole life.
No, I was working toward Harvard my whole life.
Okay, fine, then go to Harvard. That's cool.
I don't want to go to Harvard.
Then go to Princeton or Stanford or Columbia.
I want time off.
If you leave Yale now, you'll never go back. You'll lose momentum.
Momentum toward what? All I've been doing is working toward being a journalist. I'm not going to be a journalist, so what momentum am I losing exactly?
You don't want to be a journalist? Fine, I don't care about that, but you stay in school, you take some classes, you figure out what you do want to be.
That's not what Yale is for.
That's what college is for.
Yale's expensive.
Are you paying?
I don't want to do that. I don't want to wander around a school where everyone else is focused and working towards something and I'm just floating.
So what's the great master plan then, huh? You're gonna move back home, live in your room, work part-time at the bookstore? Forget it, not an option.
I'll figure.
A few things with that clip. So I understood both sides of the argument, but I do feel like in this moment, Lorelai should have let Rory explain without interrupting her every time that she tried to tell her why she was dropping out. And she didn't even say dropping out. She said that she wasn't going back. That was just like a now type of thing, like a now type of feeling. And she wanted to express that with her mom because they usually have a great relationship and she is able to talk to her a lot of the times. But in this situation, I feel like because Rory was always the type of person that had it all together and always, you know, like had a plan for her life. And because Lorelai didn't have a plan for her life and she actually ended up getting pregnant at a young age and she wants a better life for Rory, I think that made her feel some type of way. So how she went about it as a mom and as a person was terrible. Like, I just don't agree with. Like, she should have just let Rory explain without interrupting and give, like, it was judgment instead of like trying to understand. But also I feel like parents will never understand. Once they have a viewpoint on what they feel like you should be doing, they won't ever understand. That's just the hard truth, is that they're not going to understand. Once they have a viewpoint about what they like, once their mind is set on something, that's just that. So honestly, with Rory, I understood. And coming from somebody that graduated college and actually did the whole experience, like, there was so many times that I wanted to drop out. And I've had this conversation with my mom about dropping out and probably like taking a break. And let me just say this. If college is like what you make it, and also there's resources at college, but college is not a walk in the park. Like, if you need a break it is okay. So don't let anybody, don't let your family members, the ones, first off, they're not even, if they ain't paying for school, baby, don't worry about their opinion. If they ain't sending you no money, if they ain't helping you out mentally and physically while you're in school, do not worry about their opinion. Don't even tell them what you're doing. You do what's best for you. That's just one. Secondly, when it comes to taking a break in school, it is okay. So don't let nobody make you feel like it's not okay or it's wrong to take a break from school. Like, yeah, of course, if you take a break, you might not want to go back. But you don't have to finish college in 4 years. You can finish when you finish. Hopefully the goal is for you to finish, but if you don't and you realize it's not for you, that's okay. Another thing that Rory pointed out is that she didn't want to go because she didn't want to be a journalist anymore. Honestly, this happens in college. Like, you go for a major and then you realize that you don't want to be in that major. Like, something comes up and that's not what you're passionate about anymore. That happens. That's a real thing. So I understood, like, I've never experienced that, but I understood the whole, like, wanting to not be there anymore. So yeah, like, or feeling like what's the point kind of thing. Like, I understand that point of view. So with her saying that, I was just like, okay, like, I totally get, like, when you don't, like, a lot of people switch their majors all the time. And honestly, who would want to be on campus while undecided, while everybody else is just, like, working towards what they're trying to do? Like, when you're undecided, there is no path. Like, there's no structure when you're undecided. You're just going with the flow. And yeah, like, that, nobody wants to do that. You spend all of this money just to go with the flow? No. But also, I agree with what Lorelai said. Like, you can still go with the flow and then take classes, different classes, to figure out what you want to do for your career. So, like I said, I understood both points. I just don't like how Lorelai went about it. Another thing, I feel like Lorelai is so stuck on this perfect life that she wants for Rory, and not a life that, like, what I feel like it's what Rory wants, not what Lorelai should want. Like, her daughter is not a kid anymore. Rory is not a kid anymore, so she should be able to make her own decisions. And I feel like due to Lorelai's life decisions, she just, granted, I get it, she's a parent, she wants what's best for Rory, but at the end of the day, your daughter's in college, she's older, she has to make decisions for herself. So, like I said, I get both points. I get it. But I'm just gonna go ahead and agree with Rory on this. Like, I don't know. I just understand Rory's point. Like, I just feel it. Like, you know, I feel for college students that feel that way. And then I also, like, don't like parents that force their children to do something, because if she literally went back and, you know, would have stayed, or I don't know. I just feel like forcing your kid to do something that they don't want to do is just not going to end well. And with college, if you don't want to be there, your actions are going to show. Oh, and then, like, the moving out thing. So Lorelai basically said to her, you're not coming back here to just work and live in this apartment. I mean, this house. Like, that's just not going to work. It's either you go to school and that's that. So then she found another way. She went to her grandparents and she talked to them, and they allowed her to stay there. So the reason why I don't really like that is they are judgmental parents. Like, they were judgmental to Lorelai her whole life. As soon as she got pregnant, it was downhill from there. So because Rory went to them for advice, they were happy that Rory went to them for advice. They were happy that this is the first time that Rory disagrees with her mom. So they decided, instead of backing the parent up because she's not wrong, they decided to be grandparents. Which they're not wrong for being grandparents. I feel like when parents become grandparents, they definitely start doing things differently than what they used to do when they were parents. Which I'm seeing now that I'm an aunt. and my mom, well, my parents are grandparents. So like I'm definitely seeing like the differences or whatever. So like I get it from a grandparent point of view. But I just didn't like that for a long time, like they were hounding Lorelai about how terrible of a mom she was, and how she should have been doing better for her life, and just for y'all to let Rory drop out. I just didn't like that. And then it was going behind the mom's back and not even having a conversation with the mom. Like, y'all can't make final decisions. Granted, Rory is grown at that point, but it's like y'all didn't even have the respect. Y'all want her to give respect, but y'all not giving her respect. That's how I feel like. So down to scene number 5. Lorelai and Luke finally getting together, and then them breaking up. So we're gonna watch a clip of them getting together finally.
I'd like to see you happy.
Let's talk about that real fast before I jump into the breakup. Watching that, I've been fiending for them to get together since season 1. Like, their chemistry was amazing. They were so cute to me. Like, I love how like weird he was. Not weird, but like so he was strange. Like his anger, he had anger problems, but he was also like sweet, soft with them, like her and Lorelai. With Lorelai and Rory. So I just thought it was like really cute. Like, I was just like, all of these relationships that y'all are going through, can y'all just get together already? Now, honestly, y'all, when it comes to great friendships, I don't agree sometimes with them getting together, because I feel like people who are great friends and they do have chemistry should stay friends, because as soon as you get together, it might ruin that friendship. For some it don't, but for some it do. But with them, I was just like, oh, they're so cute. Like, I was dying for them to get together. Like, it was bound to happen. So when they kissed and it happened, I was so happy. Like, oh, like, finally, like, y'all are together. Like, what? Like, come on. But then they broke up. Okay, they were dating for a while, but then they broke up.
It doesn't matter. I've been looking everywhere for you. I tried your cell. I went by the inn. Patty was at your house.
Let's elope.
What?
Come on, Luke. Grab your keys. Let's go.
Elope?
You said that would be fine in Martha's Vineyard. Didn't you say that would be fine in Martha's Vineyard?
Yes, I did, but I'm just...
Come on, then. Let's go. We can drive to Maryland. What the hell, right? I mean, you have to see Maryland eventually. We can drive there and get married and then come back here, and you get your stuff and you'll move in.
Okay, hold on.
I mean, we have the plan already, right? We just have to put the plan in motion.
Yeah, let's calm down. We don't have to figure all this out now, do we?
Yes, we do, because we've been waiting and putting it off, and I don't want to put it off anymore.
Yeah, right now.
Yes, now is the right time. It's the best time, because it's now.
Come on.
Your car or mine?
Lorelai, let's just talk this through.
No, I don't want to talk. All we've done for months is talk. I want to do. I want to go.
Hey, you can't just take off and get married.
Why not, Luke? Don't you love me?
You know I do.
But I love you, Luke. I love you. But I have waited and I have stayed away and I have let you run this thing and no more. I asked you to marry me and you said yes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to... wallpaper.
Do you care about me?
Yes.
Because I'm going crazy here. I made a commitment to you and I need to make it happen.
It will happen, okay? I just have April to consider.
But anymore.
I have to think this through.
No.
I have April.
You're gonna have to figure out how April fits into our lives, not the other way around.
I'm trying.
Well, try marriage.
Just wait.
No, I'm not waiting. It's now or never.
I don't like ultimatums.
I don't like Mondays, but unfortunately, they come around eventually.
I can't just jump like this.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. And I have to go.
So after that fight, then my girl Lorelai goes on to not even let it sit for a little while. Like, yes, she was sad and everything, but she decides to go in. Mind you, her and Luke, even though they just broke up, like, it was a fresh breakup. She then goes on to go sleep with her ex, Chris. Knowing the history behind Chris and Luke, and first off, that's your ex. Why go back? Don't know. But she decides to sleep with Chris because she's emotional. But instead of dealing with her emotions like a grown woman, she decides to sleep with an ex. So then the next day, I believe, you know, I had to do some digging, but I believe the next day, Luke comes over to the house. He realized, like, he had to think about it. Like, yeah, like, he has a kid to think about, and yeah, their communication was terrible. Now, I don't feel like I feel like it wouldn't have mattered if they got married, because April still would have been his daughter at the end of the day. He still would have found a way to work it out with April and April's mom. Because I believe April ended up moving and he was trying to figure it out with that. And there was no communication. Cool, I get it. But also Lorelai wasn't understanding that he just can't jump and make that decision. Like, yeah, he was putting off the marriage and everything. But y'all would eventually got married. But you wanted to rush him and give him an ultimatum. But to fast forward, he then changes his mind. And he literally takes the time and think about it. Like, he realized he doesn't see a life without Lorelai. After being with her, like fully being with her, he realized, like, oh yeah, this is something that I want to do. So instead of just holding it off and letting things cool down, you go and sleep with an ex. And now your man that you've been wanting is now at your house telling you. He came up with the plans. He had the truck ready. He had everything planned from the time y'all get there, get married, from the time y'all leave, y'all gonna go somewhere else. Like, he had everything planned. And then boom, you tell him, I slept with Chris. You done messed it up. If you would have just thought logically and actually just like went to bed on it, y'all would have, like, if you, I don't know, not saying that she didn't value the relationship, but I just feel like, like, that was such a slap in the face. And I'm happy that Luke actually, all he did was stare at her and go in his truck, because he could have gave her some choice of words. Me personally, I would have gave her some choice of words. But that's grown man. That's a grown man right there. That's a grown enough move to just walk away. Because at that point, there's nothing else to say to you. There's literally nothing else to say to you. So y'all was pissed off because y'all waited this long to get together. And now you want to be married to this man. You didn't even give this man a full chance. Yeah, he was pissing you off. And he was pissing me off too. With how inconsistent he was being and how nasty. Well, he wasn't. I don't know. Some people say he was being nasty. I don't think that he was being nasty. But yeah. That is all 5 scenes right there. And that is all 5 memorable scenes that we have talked about. So let's get into some talking points. Now, Lorelai and her parents. So I did talk about it a little bit in the, you know, when I was talking about the scene with the grandparents and Rory moving out. But Lorelai and her parents, I was not a fan of their relationship. Like, they definitely care about what everybody else thinks instead of caring about their child's well-being type of thing. Like, she was more, it gave very much Lorelai was seen and not heard. Like, long as she was clothed, fed, they didn't really care. Like, they didn't care, and they wasn't really paying her no mind. They just cared about, like, their golfing trips and their, you know, banquets, and it was just like a lot of glitz and glam and money, but not really the child. Hence to why their child, Lorelai, went buck wild and dated a bad guy and ended up getting pregnant and then moving out. Because it's like, what's the point of staying with y'all? Y'all don't even care about me. And I honestly feel like they treated her like crap. Like, they were not encouraging. Like, yeah, your daughter didn't go on the path that you wanted, but you're like, still treat her like you care. They wanted her to always do the reaching out. Like, yeah, she should have reached out, but how do y'all not see y'all granddaughter? Like, how do y'all not have a relationship with your granddaughter? And the only time y'all have a relationship with your granddaughter when it's an ultimatum? Like, yeah, I just felt bad for Lorelai when she actually had to, like, do what she had to do as a mom and go to her parents about getting Rory into school. Like, that definitely was hurtful to see. I felt bad for her. But then the mother, like, making her an ultimatum saying that you had to come such and such for dinner in order to have a relationship, she should have been having a relationship at the end of the day with both of them. Regardless of your child's choices, that has nothing to do with you. She has to live with it. She made her bed, now she has to lie in it. But that doesn't mean disown your daughter. That doesn't mean cut all contact with your daughter. So I just didn't like their interaction with her. They made her feel like crap all the time. They were never encouraging. They were never supportive. Just terrible parents. Definitely did not like them. Then even towards the end, the mother just blames her, Lorelai, for everything. I just don't like it. But yeah, let's move on to Rory and Lorelai's relationship. So a lot of people were saying that Lorelai and Rory's relationship was just like Jenny and George's relationship. Now, in the beginning, the very first episode, I did feel like it was some similarities to the relationship, because Lorelai ended up saying the same thing that Georgia says. It was something along the lines of, you're just like me, something about I'm your mom and you're just like me type thing. And I personally feel like both moms felt like their daughters was just like them, but in all reality, both daughters are literally not like their moms at all. Lorelai and Georgia had their kids at 16, at a young age. They both had parents that were not attentive to them. They both, did their own thing. And whereas their daughters, now Jenny and Rory are totally different teenagers. They're not the same. So I'm not going to compare them to, for real. So I could just really compare Georgia and Lorelai. They're a lot similar in a ways, but their kids are not like them. So I get why people said that it's a similar storyline to Jenny and Georgia, because it's just the two of them and they're trying to do this thing called life. So yeah, I definitely understood why they said that, and I could agree. But yeah, Lorelai and Rory definitely had a great relationship. They gave very much best friends. And Lorelai basically was a parent to certain things. She was strict with certain things. But Rory wasn't a bad kid, so she wasn't a terrible kid. So it really wasn't much that she had to get on her about. But when it was time to get on Rory, oh, best believe she got on Rory. So last thing that I want to talk about is the relationships that Rory had. So the relationship that she had with Dean, Jess, and Logan. I'm gonna close my book on that, because that's the last thing that I'll be talking about. So I personally feel like Logan was the best relationship that Rory had. And I'm not sure if y'all agree with me, but that's my opinion. Hence the title of this series. But yeah, Dean, okay, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna break down each boyfriend. Okay? Let's start with Dean, since that's the first love. Dean was an amazing boyfriend. He was so sweet, he's so charming, so respectful. He is the boy of the town. Everybody loved him. Cool. But he was definitely doing too much. He gave marriage. He didn't want her to do a lot of things. They didn't relate in a lot of ways. Which is okay. You can date different people, with different personalities. I don't feel like people have to date somebody that have most things in common. Well, a lot of things in common. Because I feel like you and somebody that are different can have a lot of things in common. Or grow to have things in common. Rory and him went back and forth too much about things that they shouldn't have went back and forth about. Now, he was very jealous of Jess. When Jess came around, and I get why he was jealous of Jess. Jess was trying to get his girl. And Rory was falling for it every time. She didn't realize, subconsciously, she didn't realize that she was falling for it. But baby, that body language was very clear that she was falling for it. So yeah, I get the jealous, but like how he went about his jealousy was totally wrong, and his energy towards her was wrong. So yeah, I really don't have much to say about Dean. I didn't really care for their relationship. And then when he was jealous, he didn't do a great job of like reassuring her. He gave up too easy because he felt like they had Jess and her had a better relationship. He gave up too easy. Now let's move on to Jess. When Jess came on the scene, I was like, oh yeah, her head is turned. Like, yeah, it's gonna happen. But I didn't agree with their relationship either because, like I said, Luke and Lorelai have a thing going on. Jess is Luke's nephew. That is totally weird. I don't know if y'all think it's weird, but it's totally weird. I don't agree with the nephew getting with the daughter because eventually they're gonna be family. So that's definitely weird. Like, y'all, granted, y'all are not blood related, but y'all are gonna be like related. Cousins, basically. Y'all gonna be cousins. So I just didn't agree. It was like, I don't know, it just was weird. It was just a weird setup. And honestly, Jess had too much going on. I feel like he wasn't really ready for a relationship. Like, yeah, he liked Rory. Yeah, he encouraged her. Yeah, they had a lot in common when it come to books and logic. You know, they're very smart. But he had too much going on, like family wise. And then the man up and left. The man up and left my girl crying because she was so confused. Like, did she do anything? Did she not? He just had too much going on. And I feel like when you have too much going on in your life, you cannot put your all into a relationship. I'm not speaking from experience, but I'm speaking from knowing through other people, basically. I just know that you can't be in a relationship fully if you have too much going on. So I feel like she was more emotional in this relationship than she was with Dean. Like, it was an emotional roller coaster. She was always unsure, was always up and down. Jess was always up and down. He's happy one minute, trying to figure out his life in the next. It was just too much crying. So when he left and my girl was distraught, it was just too much. So now let's talk about the best relationship that my girl ever had. Period. Logan was the best, hands down. I don't care if y'all don't agree with me. He was the best. Logan, how it started, it was like she could let her hair down. She could be fun. Like, Logan brought out that fun. Like, she was experiencing things, going places with him that she wasn't with the other two. Now, don't get me wrong, people didn't like Logan because he was, you know, a flirt. He was a ladies' man. He was a terrible influence. But hey, sometimes those relationships work out. But yeah, Lorelai was not a fan of Logan. And I get it from a mother standpoint. I get it from a parent standpoint. Because he reminded her of her ex, Chris. Rory's dad. I get it. Another thing that I loved about their relationship was that they had great communication. Like, he was soft with her. They were honest with each other. She would express how she felt. And they would get into an argument a little bit, a little debate, and they were fine. Like, they'll get over it. But their communication was great. Like, I feel like they were the best. She had the best relationship when it came to him because he allowed her to speak her mind, say how she felt, and he listened to it and said how he felt because, hey, he has feelings too. He was honest with her versus like the other two. Jess was not clear. He did not communicate on how he felt. He never liked to talk about his feelings. Then you had Dean just telling her what she should be doing. Nobody wanted Daddy as a boyfriend. Nobody got time for that. I just love that he called her Ace. Like, Ace was such a cute nickname. Like, she ain't have no nickname with them. The other two, what, they didn't give her no nickname. Ace was so cute. And another thing that I like about them was that they were compatible, like, business-wise, they were compatible. Like, they just had more in common. Now, I just hate that they ended terrible. Like, I just hate that they didn't get to be in game, because I personally feel like they are in game. Oh, so I just looked at a clip, y'all, and I also love that when they first started to get together, like, okay, it was clear that they had feelings for each other. It was clear that he liked her. It was clear that she liked him. Duh, yeah. I just loved how when she expressed to him, like, he can have any other girl, so, like, she just needed reassurance type of thing, and, like, she felt like, yeah, you can have any other girl, and that she felt like he really didn't want her, and he's like, yeah, like, it's true, but I can do this, like, I want you type thing. And that was good. Like, what girl don't want reassurance? Like, yeah, she can have any guy that she wants, and yeah, he can have any girl that he wants, but he want you, girl. He want you. So I just thought that was really cute, like, when I just saw that clip and I just went in the comments, like, it was just so cute. Like, he never been in a relationship before, and, like, something serious he never been in, and it was something new, and he decided to, you know, actually put his all into it. Like, he's telling her, like, yeah, I can do this. You've never been in a relationship. Like, are you sure? Like, you got all of these girls. Like, are you sure you can do this? But they can. You can do any, like, if somebody wants to, they will. So don't let them, listen, if you are dealing with somebody and they have talked to a whole bunch of people, and y'all trying to make it official, and then when y'all get in a relationship and he still talking to other girls, don't give him no excuse. If he wanted to, he would stop. It's simple as that. You would stop talking to the girls. Let's talk about the ending of them. So, like I said, I just been looking at clips just now, because it has been a while since I watched the show, so I'm trying to remember everything. But Jess came back into town, and he saw that she was dating Logan. Now, like I said, Logan and Jess are like two different people. They're different personalities, and, well, they have different personalities. But Jess ended up telling Rory that, because this is when he found out that Rory has dropped out, and now she's dating a boy that is different from what he's used to. And he's telling her, like, this is not you. Like, you're dating somebody just, like, basically a jerk. Trying to call Logan a jerk. And basically, like, telling her, like, this is not you. Like, this is not the Rory that I know. Well, duh. She's not the same Rory. Like, I do agree that her dropping out was not the best move, but that was on her. That's not on anybody else. So I just didn't like the fact that Jess took it upon himself to give an unwanted opinion, because nobody asked. And secondly, I didn't like that Rory ran with it and basically made it seem like it was Logan's problem, and blaming Logan for her dropping out. He never told her to drop out. His father did say something on the lines of he don't think that she could be a good journalist, but that has nothing to do with him. Yeah, that's his father, but that has nothing to do with him. He didn't tell you to drop out. You dropped out yourself. So that argument that I watched with them in the bar and them going back and forth, I agree with Logan. Like, he's being put in a box that he doesn't want to be. Like, he doesn't want to be a lawyer. I forgot what is his job title that I think journalism. He doesn't want to do that. His father is telling him, his family is making him. She always blamed him for everything, and then it's just like, you're saying to him, oh, it's so easy for him to say because he has opportunities handed to him, but so do you. He has rich parents and you have rich grandparents that can get you into Yale. Like, they got you into Yale. They're paying for Yale. Isn't that not the same lifestyle? Like, aren't y'all both getting something handed to y'all? But the difference is that you actually want to do this and he actually doesn't. So I just didn't like that. I just didn't like that at all. I said all that to say Logan was the best boyfriend that she ever had, and she messed that up. And clearly he was the best boyfriend she ever had, because towards the end, she laid up with him. Not Dean. Not Jess. She's laid up with my boy Logan. So yeah, y'all, that concludes my opinions and my thoughts on Gilmore Girls. I hope this video was interesting to you guys. I really hope that y'all interact with me on here. Like, please comment down below if y'all have some disagreements yourself. Like, what's y'all opinion on the show? Let me know if you've watched the show fully. If you haven't, like, please, like, I want some dialogue, guys. But yeah, I hope y'all like this video. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will be back. And let me know if you want more of these videos. So yeah, later y'all. Love y'all.